They launched a new website titled americaspeakingout.com to build grassroots support and get some ideas as well about an agenda, billing it as a sort of a virtual town hall to craft their new agenda. Here to talk about it, live from Capitol Hill, the chairman of the House Republican Conference, Congressman Mike Pence. Congressman, great to see you this morning. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, morning, John. Thanks.
Well, according to a recent AP poll, Republicans haven't yet convinced voters that they'll do a better job if they take control of Congress. When asked the question, do you want to see Democrats or Republicans win control of Congress, 45% of respondents said Democrats, 40% said Republicans. Sounds like you've got some work to do.
Well, you know, probably when it comes to the upcoming election, there is work to do. But americaspeakingout.com is really about right now. It's about realizing that we have enormous challenges at home and abroad. Families are hurting and during this struggling economy. And as we raise the curtain today on americaspeaking.com, we're going to say, yes, we have principles. They're principles built on fiscal responsibility, a strong defense, values, limited government. But we believe the best ideas, the best articulation of those principles comes from America. And so as we build a governing agenda for this Congress, we want to be listening to the American people, which is a pretty new idea in the last year and a half here on Capitol Hill, John. A lot of Americans, me included, feel like this Congress has been more about tuning out the voice of the American people and moving a big government liberal agenda. We want to be listening to the American people, building a governing agenda to get this economy and to get this country moving again right now.
Well, certainly one of the major criticisms of the Republican Party over the last decade is that it's kind of lost its way. And I'm wondering, this program of reaching out to constituents, are you just reinforcing that notion that there's no real leadership in the Republican Party? Are you kind of saying implicitly, well, we don't have any ideas, what do you think?
Well, John, I'm one of the people that believes the Republican Party lost its way back in 2006. I think after that election, I actually said we didn't lose our majority. We lost our way. But it was because we walked away from the principles that minted our national governing majority, which was a commitment to fiscal responsibility, limited government, and reform. We know what those principles are. When people go to americaspeakingout.com today, they're going to see right on the logon page, Republicans are going to outline, we know who we are, we know where our compass leads, but we really do believe the best ideas in America come from America. And so what we're saying to the American people, and we think frankly millions of Americans are going to go to this website, is to say, all right, in the area of fiscal responsibility and putting our fiscal house in order, what are your specific ideas for how we do that? What are the priorities for bringing about changes in these various areas of foreign and domestic policy?
Yeah, you know, you say that this is about now, but the time between now and November is pretty short. Is this going to lead to maybe another contract with America, as we saw in 1994, which ended up in a landslide victory for Republicans?
Well, let me say, this really is about this isn't about a campaign agenda. This is about a governing agenda. You'll recall back in 2006,
understood,
House
but
Democrats,
good governing agendas do lead to good results in an election.
Well, you look back in 2006, the House Democrats, through their official resources, developed an agenda for that Congress in 2006. That's what we're about doing right now, except rather than Republicans huddling back in a room and pulling in, you know, policy wonks and pollsters, we're throwing the sash open. We're saying to the American people, here's our principles. They're built on the timeless American ideals of limited government, fiscal responsibility, traditional values, and national security. But now we want the American people in this highly dynamic, what you're going to see when you go to americaspeakingout.com. This is a state-of-the-art, my kids would say, really cool social networking site where people can put up ideas. Other people can rate them, score them, thumbs up, thumbs down. Yeah. It's really going to be a lot of fun for people, and it's going to help us develop the governing agenda for this Congress.
Do you expect that you're going to hear from a lot of Tea Party supporters? Because they are probably the most vocal segment of the Republican Party. And if you hear from a lot of Tea Party supporters, do you expect that they may try to push your agenda further to the right?
Well, look, I think we're going to hear from a lot of Americans across the board, John. I really do. There is no filter here. There's no, are you an activist conservative in the Tea Party movement? There's no, even are you a Republican? People are going to go to americaspeakingout.com. They log on, they get a little avatar. I just, learned in the last couple of years what that is. Get a little picture of themselves.
They can participate in the conversation. Well, yeah. All right. Well, we look forward to seeing what the results of all of this are. And I don't know if it'll be as successful as Avatar the movie, but do look forward to seeing how this might shape your agenda in the future. Congressman Mike Pence, good to talk to you this morning. Thanks. All right.
Things have changed. Who knew people in Washington would be talking about logging on and getting Avatar?